Hey guys, Marshall from Going Gear, SHOT Show 2016. We're here in the Kai booth, Kershaw and Zero Tolerance. We're here with Jim from Kai. How's it going, man?
Going good, how are you?
So we looked at Kershaw, and now we're gonna look at Zero Tolerance, one of my favorite knife brands. I carry one pretty much every day. They make really good stuff. You ready to take a look?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is the first of our new ZT knives for this year. This is called the 0456. So this is a new Dmitry Sienkiewicz design. Really talented knife maker. He lives in Belarus. Stuff is super popular in Russia, and it's getting more popular here in the US. So, great knife. CTS 204P blade with a nice two-tone finish. Stonewash on the flats, satin on the grinds. We've got actually a 3D machine handle on this one. So, flats up here on the titanium, and then these two different angles of 3D machining with a nice texture to it. Really nice look. Another thing about this knife is we've got this nice new blue hardware. So blue pivot, blue backspacer, blue pocket clip. This has been kind of a theme for us this year.
What's the material on the hardware?
So the pivot itself is steel, backspacer is aluminum, and the clip is steel.
Is that a powder coating on there?
This is Cerakote on these ones, yeah. So we're still working on the finish a little bit, but it will be a nice blue like this. So, reversible pocket clip, KVT ball bearing washers, really comfortable, nice design. Blade's about 3 1/4 inches. Good stout little knife. MSRP is going to be $300 on this one. Next up, we've got another Dmitry Sienkiewicz design, but this one you've seen before. This is the 0450 CF. So essentially we took our 0450 model, which has been really popular for us, and we substituted the titanium front scale for a solid carbon fiber scale. And that's the one thing about this knife, I just wish I could hand it to you, those of you who are watching it, so you could feel it. It is so nice and light.
That's light. That's really light.
Yeah.
What's the weight on this?
I don't know.
Couple ounces? It's light.
Yeah, it's light. So we took a knife that was already comfortable to carry, and we've made it significantly lighter. We've also given it an all-black DLC finish, which gives it that really sleek, dark look, makes it real classy. Black hardware, KVT ball bearing washers, again, titanium frame lock with the inset lock puck made out of hardened steel, reversible pocket clip, and again, as I said, this is kind of a theme for us this year, having these bright hits of color. So the knife is real dark, and then we have this little lime green, this little electric green color pop on the tube spacers, and it really just adds something to the knife, in my opinion.
So you're going to be doing that kind of stuff across the new models?
Not everything, but on a number of them, on the Kershaw and the ZT side. MSRP of $225 on this one, so just a few bucks more than the standard version. I think it's worthwhile for what you save in weight. Next up is the 0095 BW. This is a real sleek design. This is one that we actually did for a couple of exclusives, a couple of low volume runs, and we liked the design so much that we decided that we wanted this to be a full production item. So again, real sleek, lots of belly in that blade, KVT ball bearing washers, S35 VN, a black wash DLC finish for everything. We've got two-tone on the pivot to give it a little touch of class. Real simple construction with one tube spacer and two big beefy screws. Reversible pocket clip, inset liner, inset locking puck. MSRP of $275 on this one. Next up, this is a new piece from Les George. It's called the 0909. This is based on Les's production Talus model. So we've got those familiar scoops out of these G10 front handles and back handles. For us, this knife is kind of it's the equivalent of what we used to do with the 0200, which has been discontinued for a few years. Big beefy liners, G10 scales, but we've actually made it just a bit slimmer, a little easier to carry. Still nice and rugged, a lot of knife to hold on to. We've still got the solid pivot, so a solid steel pivot shaft with a steel nut holding it on. And we added KVT washer bearings, so this knife flips really nice. Really beefy blade, reversible deep carry pocket clip, great Les George design. S35 VN, fully stonewashed, MSRP of $225 on this one again, so a nice value for what you get here for this big knife. Next up, we have the model 0804. It's a new Todd Rexford design based on his Gamma pattern. We have black DLC on the blade, CTS 204P for a bit of an upgraded blade steel. Black carbon fiber for that full front scale. Again, just kind of like that first knife that I showed you earlier. Really, for how big this is, it's got a 3.9-inch blade, really quite light. Again, feel that one, Marshall.
Yeah, it's got a really good weight to it. I'm reminded a lot of the 801 in terms of the lines and the style and everything, but that is significantly lighter. That feels like probably half the weight of the 801.
And it's a lot bigger too. Titanium frame lock on the back with a black DLC finish. Again, as always on our new frame locks, we have the stainless steel lock bar insert. And this one, for an extra little touch, we have a machined titanium pocket clip with a really cool kind of fluid design to it.
I know people are going to ask, are those pocket clips, one, going to fit other knives, two, going to be available separately?
In this case, no. This is for this knife specifically. It is reversible, but it's for this knife only.
Boo.
So one more cool feature, we have this kind of shield on the front of the knife. We've reversed the pivot. Give you another, just a couple cool features, something to make it interesting. MSRP of $350 on this knife, so a few bucks more, but it's a lot of knife for the money. So, one last knife for this year. Last but certainly not least, it's a new design from Jens Anso. Really excited to be working with Jens. He's a great knife maker, great guy, does a lot of good stuff. This is called the 0220. It's got a stonewashed S35 VN blade. Black pivot hardware with a nice oversized pivot, a little bit of shine to it. Titanium frame lock, again with the lock bar insert. Reversible deep carry pocket clip. And again, for that theme that we've got going on, nice bright orange backspacer. So anodized aluminum, machined out of billet, really nice piece. It's got an integrated lanyard loop. Just really adds something to this knife overall. As sleek as this is, it's a nice beefy knife, really tough, real high flat grind, so it's a nice slicer profile. And one thing that's again kind of new for us, we have this aluminum ZT medallion that we've inlaid in the handle. Gives it a touch of class, a little something extra for this knife. This one will have an MSRP of, blanked there, $285. So that's our new ZT lineup for this year, for 2016. We hope you like it.
All right, Jim, thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks again. See you next year.
I held it up that time.